So today we're making 5 different sensory bags from craft supplies you probably already have around the house. So to start, you're going to want one of the gallon size plastic bags. And then to put inside is kind of like the base of the sensory bag. I got some hair gel. You can find this at Target, CVS, any place like that if you don't have it already. You could also use probably like aloe vera or things like that that you already have around the house. And then I put in these little like craft sprinkles. I don't know what you'd really call them, like glitter sprinkles. And just a little bit of purple food coloring, but you could use whatever color you want. So that's what it's looking like. And I just zipped it up and I'm going to mix it around. I feel like mixing it around is really just to kind of get the color distributed, and my color was just not mixing the best, so I just put in like a little bit of water and then was able to kind of get the color to spread out a little bit better. And if it's not clear from the way that I'm kind of using trial and error to create these bags, this is the first time I've ever done this. So, it's all just kind of about like using whatever you have, what you think is best, and then just sort of making corrections based on how the activity is going for you. And I feel like that's just such a true testament to like the way that everything really goes when you're dealing with kids. And, it's so fun, it's so rewarding, but it also just does not always go the way that you think, the way that you planned. You kind of have to pivot and just do the best you can with the materials and the activity that you have at hand. This next one, we're doing the same base again of 2 scoops of the hair gel. And then I added the water right away this time, just learning from the last one that the water kind of helped to mix a little bit better. And then I added these colorful pom-poms into my bag. And that's all for this one. I just gave it a little bit of mix and we're ready for the next one. So I'm like almost out of this gel, so I just did kind of whatever was left, like 2 or 3 scoops of the hair gel to finish up the little tin of it. And then a little bit of water again. And then for this one, I wanted to do something a little bit different. So we're doing some colorful beads. So I just chose kind of a bunch of different colors that looked kind of cute together and just sprinkled them around the bag. To make it a little bit more fun, I just put in some of those like glitter sprinkles. So I'm out of hair gel now, so I had to be a little bit more creative about these next bags. For this one, I'm using shaving cream as the base. So I just sprayed a bunch of that in there. And then I put in a little bit of food dye to make it blue. This is all kind of like an experiment, and looking back, I definitely should have put in a little bit more of the dye because I feel like the color just didn't really come through the best. It was a little bit too light for me. And then just to make it a little bit more fun, I thought we would do like a little bit of like an I Spy type of bag, like literally eye, because we're doing little plastic googly eyes. I know you can't like really see them in the bag, but I thought it would be kind of a fun activity to like try to search for them while your child's playing with the bag. And then, okay, for this last bag, we had to be really creative. I just wanted to do something that like you might already have at home. So I did a little bit of oil and water because oil and water don't like mix the best. And then we had some of these like gem stickers around, so I just popped a bunch of those in there. You could use really whatever you want. Something that I've been loving about doing these sensory bags for the first time is just kind of that you can use really whatever you have. I know like it's not always realistic for people to go out and buy a lot of things for their kids. It's not always in everybody's budget, but I think you can kind of make it work a lot of times based on the things that you have available to you. So like maybe you don't have the hair gel, but maybe you can substitute in some lotion that you have that you're not using anymore, or, just kind of play with it. You can just kind of like try it out and see if it works. The sensory bags are not supposed to always be beautiful. Like I know I'm adding little things to make it cute sometimes, like the food dye or the little colorful sprinkles, but like they don't have to be beautiful. They could just be something that's really fun for your kid. And I think sometimes the most fun activities to do with your kid are things that don't look aesthetic. And here's what they're all looking like. I hope that this is a really fun and useful activity for you and your child to play with together.